Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath, and today we're going to go right into the title of the video, which is how the Venus retrograde essentially will affect you based on your zodiac sign. So let's get right into it. First of all, you need to prepare yourself because we have this retrograde, and it's here today. December 19th is the beginning. It is going to end on January 29th, and it's going to be when everything starts moving backwards regarding love. That's why I put the location as Love Lockdown Records. So it's going to be shaking up things in our hearts and in our wallets, and it's kind of impossible to fully predict how it will really affect each of you. We're going to touch on how it will affect your signs. This retrograde is taking place in Capricorn. So what it's important to know is that it's possible that you'll feel a bit more stoic or closed off emotionally, also why I named it Love Lockdown. You may also notice that your significant other or crush feels more distant than usual. So if you got a little booski, a little secret link, or your spouse, your husband, your wife, you may be feeling like what's going on in their head. But it'll be important not to take these emotional shifts personally, because the reason is it's likely that your heart's desire just needs some space. And y'all empaths here listening, that is a lesson of us being incarnate earth angels, is we can't be always codependent. We have to figure out how to take some space. So on the flip side, you'll also need to remember to be mindful that you're not putting up walls, guys, or neglecting people who care about you. The serious issue here is that you could leave someone feeling alienated and insecure in the relationship. So be aware. So Venus is kind of wreaking havoc on everybody's romantic connections, and these vibes really could impact your spending habits, okay? Because when we are not receiving energy in one way, we will seek to get it from another area, or we'll overspend or overcompensate. So it's really important that you stick to a reasonable budget, guys, especially during the holiday shopping. Y'all, come on now. And so it's important to know that. And on a larger scale, the supply chain issues that we've been having, big deal, they're going to get worse over the next couple months. So your best way is to get all your purchases done early if you can. If you haven't gotten them done, guys, we're a few days out. Don't be stuck scrambling for like these last minute gifts. And self-care is huge right now. Whenever we have a retrograde, self-care is always huge because it's always safest to go inward when things are moving slowly in the astrological cosmos. However, self-care is huge because it helps you survive this kind of climate right now, this cosmic climate, and you'll need to be extra gentle with yourself. It's so funny. My angels told me to do a full mud bath. I have like all these really beautiful mud grounding things that I have like a whole spa set, and I haven't used it in a while, and I just heard just 2 days ago like it's time to do that, like literally use up everything because it's a new year, so just get rid of all that stuff and like do a whole full day. So that was what I heard. But if you're listening and you're not tuning out what they're saying, then you will also get to have that self-care, self-play in the best way. And it's a highly advocated for you to do that right now. Try not to criticize your appearance because Venus plays some tricks on us. It alters the way that we see ourselves, guys. So that body dysmorphia may be more extended or distended. You may be feeling away. People do a lot of procedures right before the Venus retrograde, during it as well. It's okay if you did it before because it's going to go well. It's going to really take for you that you were kind of feeling the energy of Venus retrograde if you were kind of like asked to kind of move forward in that way. But every member of the zodiac sign is getting hit with this. Nobody gets to escape it. So let's take a look at everybody's energy. So first we'll start with our Aries. So I want you Aries listening to plan on using your vacation hours in this holiday season, because during this retrograde, you'll get targeted in your professional life. So work may start to bleed over into your off time. It's going to be important that if you're feeling overworked or undervalued, that you stand up for yourself. Self-advocating is setting boundaries, and that is so important, especially when it comes to your business hours and your hourly workload. So this could be applicable for any fire sign too. So Aries, Leo, Sag, this could be applicable for you as well. So guys, if you find yourself clocking in longer shifts and you're required to make inquiries, definitely ask about your overtime. Make sure you're getting your rate increase. Make sure you're getting compensated. Empath, we deserve money. We deserve to be paid for our worth. So if you're working in retail or other industries that really spike at this time of the year, you may be tempted to take advantage of the rush, right? You want to volunteer, you want to do extra shifts. Building finances is a great way to do that. However, when you come out of this retrograde, and you're feeling like, okay, I'm on top, be sure to self-care so that you didn't overwork yourself in the last part of this year, especially as a fire sign. Okay, you'll push yourself, not realizing that you're overdue for a break until your energies take a huge hit. Y'all, have you seen my videos this year? I took a huge hit medically, energetically. That's because I'm a burn the candle at both ends. I'm even talking to you, my sweet Aries friends, and I have burned the candle this week. I have worked more hours this week probably than I've worked the whole year. Worked with more personal clients, but I love it. But I do know that self-care is due, and I have some great retreating self-care planned shortly because I know that's what I have to do to take care of myself. So you're allowed, Aries, to do that, but please do not do it into a way where you are going to be feeling like you are depleted of all of your energy. Your social calendar will be full, and that's okay, but don't jam pack it too much. Really do your holiday prep work if you can, and use this retrograde to get some much needed rest and relaxation as we coast from 2021 to 2022. Taurus, it's all about you and your personal beliefs right now will come into the spotlight during this retrograde. That's really important. So that means it's traveling through the sector of your chart that rules philosophy and spirituality. So with so much activity happening around the holidays, like as we all have with the end of the year preparations, you may be feeling as though the material realms are taking up the bulk of your focus. And Taurus, the word for you guys is I have. We are acquisitory. I say we, I am a Taurus moon, so I relate to this very much. And it may feel like you're having no time for meditation or introspection or self-care. That's going to be a big theme if you're listening to all of these. If you don't set aside time, guys, for your spiritual practices, your connection to the universe might suffer, which could leave you with elevated stress levels, physical tension, and a lack of inspiration. So I advise you, Tauruses, to do your best to get out to nature, which can help you really ground. Taurus, you guys as an earth sign need nature to bring your energy back down. And so, because adding to the intensity of this cosmic climate, Venus will cross over the transformative Pluto 3 times as it gears up for and then enters into retrograde. This is likely to trigger some changes to your your philosophical perspective. So it's okay to know that you can release a belief system that's no longer working for you, but do not try to butt heads with any family members who are less than kind of keen with your personal changes, meaning no big talks at the table for the holidays, guys. Your best course of action when it comes to surviving this retrograde is to stay connected with your body. Perform small stretches, Taurus. Y'all know you don't love major exercise unless you're kind of a gym head. Small stretches, Tai Chi, that kind of thing is really good for you. A small dose every day can really give you the mindfulness that you need to come out of this in one piece. Gemini. When it comes to your personal relationships, my loves, things are going to intensify during this retrograde as Venus travels through the sector of your chart that governs deep bonds. Guys, with the planet of love moving backward, you'll go more internal, Gemini, and bringing your partner and crush with you. Love lockdown, but in a good way. Ooh, isn't that the best when it's all yummy and cozy and snuggly? I love it. So Gemini, you will bring your partner with you. So this is a great time to break down walls, to spill your secrets while speculating on the future with that special someone. So if you guys have a crush, a secret crush, or something that's brewing or blooming, Geminis, my loves, this is the time to really kind of explore whatever has been cooking under the surface, okay? So when you're doing that, you should make sure that you have a solid foundation first before you bare your soul, or you can end up confiding in the wrong person. How many of us have done that? I know I have. You may also want to gauge how much you're sharing about yourself based on what your partner reveals to you. So avoid creating an imbalance in the dynamic. How many of us have done that? I have. If you're currently single, guys, these sentiments can apply to your best buds, close family members, so don't shy away from impromptu slumber parties or a little gossip session, a little hot goss over cocktails. There'll also, because Gemini, y'all rule hot goss. You guys are like the curators of the best hot gossip, truly. There will also be business elements for you guys, and you might want to hold off on personal investments until this energy dissipates. So business time from December 19th to the January 29th, is not a time for investment. Anytime there's retrograde, it's slow down, bring it down, get into the ground. That's my motto for retrogrades. So whether it is romantic or monetary or professional, only give your energy and attention to the people that you can trust, because it might be easy for people to take advantage of you with your very trusting nature, which could put you at the mercy of a fraudulent con artist if you're not grounded and listening to your higher self. Cancer. Watch out for exes from the past. Y'all, Cancer, Venus retrograde is quite literally about your exes. So, since this retrograde will hit different sectors of your chart that rules relationships, the urge to repeat romantic encounters will be real right now, which could spell big trouble for your reunion. And it involves particularly a particularly toxic ex. It's likely, guys, just a heads up, that someone from the past will try to convince you that they've changed, quote unquote. Girl, y'all, I wish you could see my air quotes. But you should remain skeptical of such claims. If you are currently in a serious partnership, the heads up here is to try not to dredge up arguments or pain from the past right now, unless the history is starting to repeat itself. On the plus side, there is a bonus. There's a huge opportunity to grow and evolve from any relationship that still lingers in your psyche, thanks to Pluto's influence during the cosmic period. Deep emotions will kind of bubble up here, okay, to the surface, and you'll have the opportunity to heal it if you choose to accept it and to release anything that you're holding onto unnecessarily. If there is a continued behavior with your partner that's no longer working for you, these vibes can help you tap into your personal power, okay, giving you the strength to finally leave a situation that's not getting any better. Remember, guys, schedule some solo time for yourself in the retrograde and make a personal vow to practice more self-care starting now and continuing through the new year. Cancer, I have my Cancerian energy is in the sign of Mercury. So how I communicate is really affected there. And it's changed the way that I've thought about my exes over this last year, especially over the last past days. I've just been feeling free and happy, and I realized like what everything had to happen. So I'm wishing you a lot of luck there. If the exes are coming back for whatever reason, the exes in that sector are super toxic, Cancer. So pay attention. My sweet Leos, try not to party too. My girl likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Fun fact, Eddie Murphy wrote that on a dare because someone said he couldn't make a hit song. Hashtag what can't Eddie do? He did it. But try not to party too hard right now, guys, because this retrograde, Leo, is going to shake things up in the sector of your chart that governs health and daily routines. Don't I know it? With the holiday season, guys, in full swing and 2022 quickly approaching, the temptation to stay out late, toast it up with your friends, pour it up, shots. Yeah, all that, and eat all the yummy treats will be real. We Leos love to indulge, and you should do all of these things to a level. However, while it's totally okay to break out of your normal diet and exercise and sleep routines right now, it would be a big mistake to abandon your healthy habits. You'll notice the effect late nights have on your energy, in your appearance, and more acutely while Venus moves backwards. So meaning, Leos, you know, we're so vain. We probably think the song is about us. They're saying treat yourself right because it will show up in the light. Because Venus is going to make you look at yourself in the mirror. So if you ate too much salt, you'll be bloated. You'll notice it. If you didn't do well and you didn't sleep, the bags under your eyes will be very pronounced. It's going to be a situation. So Leos, for the sake of your own emotional vanity, take care of yourself. Party, but take care of yourself. That's what they're saying here, is have a balance with your healthy habits. It's really important. So you want to counter each party with some good cardio or clean eating. Balance will be a huge factor when it comes to maintaining your health and having fun. You should definitely remember to hydrate between shot to be like shots of grass, wheat grass, ginger shots, beta carotene shots, and a lot of water. That's what it should be. Shots of, okay? So that's what they're asking specifically, and that's what this Venus retrograde is guiding you to do, because it's going to help you maintain your health while you have fun, and you'll enjoy everything outside of all the good times you'll be having while embracing the holiday spirit. It's important to watch how you're directing your energy in your personal life. Make sure, Leo, that you're offering to help anybody who is hosting you for seasonal festivities, but don't ignore the importance of tending to your own garden. Luckily, you are one of the few signs that shouldn't get hit too hard with this retrograde, but this sentiment only applies if you create symmetry between enjoying yourself and staying healthy. Message, and that's a message to me. And it's something that my angels have been kind of like showing me, even in the few days here while I've been here at my home. I have noticed that there are some days where I have a craving for something and some days where I'm like totally clean eating in the way that I clean eat. And it hasn't just been like a free for all. There have been days of powered up hydration and days of balance and days of pomegranate seeds, which is a treat for me. So it's because it's a holiday treat. Like that's a big deal for me. I love that. Comment below if you love a pomegranate. Anyway, that is what they're saying for my Leos. Virgo, here's what you need to know. You may feel slightly removed from your friends right now, Virgo, and that's okay. Your activities in your solar fifth house of friendships, fun, and creativity, and that fifth house is ruled by Leo. And family obligations and work might keep you away from the people you wish you're kind of spending some more time with. So a serious FOMO could kind of manifest. That's a fear of missing out. And if you miss out on a few parties or social engagements, it's okay. But try your best to enjoy where you are and who you are with each moment. Otherwise, you'll feel trapped in your situation, longing to be somewhere else. And if you're heading out of town to be with the family or the holidays or anything, loneliness could really begin to sink in. And it could detract from your ability to fully embrace the season. So you should really, if you should really start to miss your confidence, give them a call, call up your besties, call up your broskies, and when you've got some free time, and don't feel guilty about texting them every now and then when you want to vent about being in close quarters or dealing with your parents or siblings who are driving you insane bananas, BANANAS, okay? Just try not to take it personally. Don't hold back right now, and don't hold back. Everyone will have their hands full in different ways. Outside of your personal relationship, these vibes can take a toll on you artistically. So my creative Virgos, you will feel particularly devastating if you value a creative outlet, meaning if you're putting more time into that, even if you're feeling uninspired, do your best to stay engaged with your hobbies and your artistic modalities. Look for ways to appreciate the beauty that exists all around you, Virgo. Stop being so persnickety and stay grounded and connect with your gratitude in order to come out of this retrograde. Libra, this retrograde will be a challenge for you, dear one. And I'm giving you a heads up. Venus is your ruling planet. This is why. So it's bulldozing her way through the sector of your chart that rules home. Feeling disorganized is normal during this time of the year, but as someone who kind of finds comfort in balance and domestic bliss, you'll be particularly frazzled by this energy if you don't get ahead of it. If you're heading home for the holidays to be around the family, do your best to stay reasonable and only a reasonable amount of time. Bring any crystals, candles, and other luxuries that will help you feel settled when you're away from your space. That's great advice. If you're hosting people for some seasonal festivities, don't feel guilty about setting boundaries around who can stay and for how long. And your parties at a decent hour, and make your friends and family pitch in to help you with cleanup. It'll also be important that you're not sacrificing your own needs in order to cater to others. Self-care will play a huge role in your sanity right now. If you sometimes kind of butt heads with your mother or your father, you may find she's especially impossible right now, but try not to listen to her comments or let her habits distract you from your ability to have a good time. Create space for yourself and your schedule, and schedule in some downtime. Turn down social engagements, Libra, if you're not feeling up to it, and resist the urge to redecorate your home until Venus ends. So, guys, whatever after Christmas, New Year sales are at Wayfair, skip them. All right? They'll have a President's Day sale at the end of the month. All right? Real talk. Don't play yourself. Don't buy that mirror that you think you have to have that you're going to hate and send back. That's what they're saying, Libra. Scorpio, this cosmic period will hit kind of almost like any Mercury retrograde. Venus travels backwards through the sector of your chart that governs communication. So these vibes could be particularly harmful for your intimate relationships, especially when it comes to romantic misunderstandings. Yikes, so save yourself the headache and the heartache that comes with any lover's quarrel, and take extra steps, guys, to stay patient and grounded with your partner. You may feel more irritable than usual, and it will show. And it's going to be important that you don't take your frustrations out on the people that are closest to you, which is so easy to do in the holidays. To stay mindful of your boundaries, and don't feel bad about drawing lines where they are needed, as your loved ones might try to push into your personal life. Since this retrograde takes place in Capricorn, connecting with the earth through hiking, nature walks, grounding can work out some serious wonders when it comes to your emotional and mental well-being. So a tip with remembering Scorpio is that when everyone seems to be getting on your nerves, get outside. For all you single Scorpions, you may feel like you're having a hard time finding someone who you can cupcake with. What is this cuffing season? Who you can connect with on an intellectual level. If you're currently on the hunt for love, ditch the dating apps in favor of special interest groups, book clubs, even a cooking class. Your bonds will be reliant on a meeting of minds right now, sapiosexual Scorpios, and you can't find that if you're in a potentially existing relationship. This retrograde, and you can find rather that if you are in a existing relationship, this retrograde could feel quite isolating. So if you feel like you don't want to be around your partner, communicate that. Just be like, oh, I'm just going to do some self-care, because I promise you will rebound after the new year. You'll start to feel like yourself again. Sagittarius, you are arguably one of the most generous members of the zodiac, and receiving a tiny thrill every time you show your love through gifts, both small and extravagant scales. However, this element of your love language can land you in a financial hot water during this time, so be careful. And what I will tell you here is that it's important that this holiday season will kind of only add fuel to the fire on the hunt for perfect gifts to bestow to your nearest and dearest. So get real with your budget, get reasonable, and get seasonable, and realize that the urge to buy extra stuff is not good for you right now. So as the new year manifests, you'll kind of be tempted to open your wallet and treat yourself too, but it may be out of an abundance of like self-indulgence. So they're saying kind of wait a little bit, and then you will skip out on the monetary issues. All right. The people that you once put on a pedestal may disappoint you with bad behavior or scandals, causing you to reconsider why you thought they were so great in the first place. Look for ways to boost your confidence, Sagittarius, while living your own moral standards, and you should come out of this retrograde feeling refreshed and lighter. Capricorn, with Venus heading back while placed under your sign, you can bet that you will feel the effects of this retrograde on a deep and personal level. You may start to get a little restless when it comes to your relationships, and your partner might seem a little bit more clingy than usual. So if you're feeling suffocated, Capricorn, on a romantic level, it will likely inspire you to run, but it would be wise if you try to talk things out, Cappy. Don't just disappear in a matter before heading to the hills. So if you're currently single, try to avoid new romance for the time being, though your dating life is sure to heat up in the spring. It's getting hot in here in the spring. Your attention will also shift towards public image, and it will prompt you to consider how you are likely to change as the year moves ahead. Mixing up your hair and your wardrobe will feel like an intuitive shift right now, but you should avoid drastic changes to your appearance until Venus finishes up with retrograde on January 29th. The vibes currently at your disposal are much more conducive for letting go of what no longer serves you. So if you're really craving change, go ahead and purge your closet. Try not to hold on to clothes and accessories that you haven't worn in years, and look at their departure as a new incentive to buy better, new, lasting classic items. Capricorn, you guys are my sign of the classic things. Aquarius, this retrograde won't be a cakewalk for you. Heads up, 7-Up. As the planet of love and money creeps backwards in the sector of your chart that rules the subconscious. So relationship trauma for the past may bubble back up, bubble, toil and trouble to your psyche, ripping the bandage off of old wounds that you thought you had gotten over. Luckily, there is an abundance of healing that can happen under this cosmic climate, but you'll need to make peace with the fact that you cannot rewrite history. If you're feeling especially butthurt or hurt over how a relationship ended in the past, take some time to get out your journal, put your feelings out in it, discuss it with someone close to you. Y'all get a reading, do all of that stuff. But if they are left in you, they'll be bottled up, and it could really plague you. This is the time for purging that. Repeating toxic romantic patterns could also become an issue for you, which can manifest in a variety of ways. So if you're in a new relationship, don't let rose-colored glasses prevent you from seeing the red flags of your new partner. If you're starting to see similarities between your new boo and someone you rather forget, take it as a signal to move on before things get too serious. That is fantastic advice. For those of you who are in a serious relationship, make sure you're not neglecting your own needs and interests in favor of spending time with your significant other. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Make a vow to dedicate more energy to developing your own talents and interests, and you'll come out of this retrograde ahead of the game. Pisces, While you should be fairly unscathed with your personal relationships during this retrograde, you may find that your friends are piling their issues onto you. With this planet of love traveling backwards through the sky sector of your chart that rules your community and friends, you'll notice that many of your pals are having problems with maybe their romantic connections and often turning to you for advice. So, as a natural empath, you tend to give your heart and soul to anyone that's in need. You guys anticipate needs and fill vessels, but you will need to place boundaries if people aren't respecting your time and space. If you're currently on the hunt for love, you should try to meet up with someone organically by enrolling in local classes, asking your friends to set you up. Dating apps and websites will not work during this time, and they won't be in your best interest. You could become frustrated by the disingenuous people that you're meeting, okay, Pisces? So when you're examining matters outside of the heart, try not to get overly invested in your social media presence. Get off of Instagram, stop the selfies just for the retrograde. This retrograde won't be kind to your online interactions, okay? So you can even find yourself getting into political fights and debates like Pisces, avoid it. On Facebook, if y'all are on Facebook, avoid it. Avoid it on Twitter, avoid it, okay? That is a message for my Pisces friends. Do not get concerned. Don't worry about how many likes you got. It will wear you down if you allow it to. So really do your best to kind of embrace the real world experiences, Pisces. Get out of the illusion and swim with us here in the real world during this time, and avoid getting caught up in the virtual world, which the virtual world is very easy for all of us to escape to. But with Pisces as an escapist nature, as a baseline to your personality archetype, that is especially prominent for you. And that is what you need to know about your Venus retrograde. Exes will return, or the thought of exes will return, or you'll see their name pop up on billboards or license plates or whatever. If they're not actually popping up, it means they're energetically thinking of you. Energy is shared. It's really about you doing a life review about what was or wasn't there. It's not about you thinking that these exes ever really cared. And maybe at one point they did, but the song comes to mind. They're just somebody that you used to know. And yeah, you did have to cut them off and take your records and act like it was nothing, because sometimes we heal our heart that way and protect ourselves and insulate. I'm hearing armadillo, right? The exoskeleton plate. However, now with retrograde, those mushy insides are here to be examined, and you will find whether there is anything left to contemplate. Usually retrogrades in Venus means that you're getting into a new relationship, because that X comes back energetically or actually for you to reevaluate were they ever worth it in the first place before you move on into the future. That's what you need to know about this Venus retrograde. It will serve you well in many areas of your life, but if it's about romantic strife, it's usually portending a beautiful new beginning. Do the hard work and the heavy lifting. You won't regret it. Come back and join me next time, guys, and we will continue to evolve together. Let's see here. Tanisha. Yeah, hey. Yes, good information. Thank you. I'm glad you caught it, Tanisha. Tanisha is a wonderful person. She's got a great channel. Go check her out. Tanisha Is it Tanisha Porter? She's a vegan chef. That's what I know for sure. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.